Hey there. Today, let's talk about your course title. It's one of those things that can make or break the course, and as your students are finding you to get them intrigued. So, let's talk about 5 things you can do today to make your course titles even better.
Welcome to the Course Creators HQ podcast, helping you navigate the latest techniques for creating and marketing online courses. And now, here's your host, Julie Hood.
Oh, I'm so excited. We are 2 weeks out from the topic and title challenge for a Rockstar course, and it's free, so I'm hoping you will come join us. I want to connect with you. Go to topicandtitlechallenge.com and you can sign up and get on the list so that you get all of the training. I've set this up to where if you only have 15 minutes a day, you can move yourself forward on figuring out what your topic and your title should be for your next online course. If you've got a little more time, there are some extra exercises, and then I'm also doing some daily coaching in a Zoom call. So would love to have you come for both of those. It's going to be a great week. We do this a couple times a year. I always get to meet some new, really amazing people, and I'd love to have you be one of them. So come join us at the Topic and Title Challenge, or use the link in the show notes if you can. So thanks so much. And today I want to talk about your titles. The titles are so important for the name of your course. And there's a few things that we can do to make sure that your titles are even better than normal. So what makes up a good title? It's something intriguing. It's something curiosity building. And when someone comes across it, it makes them think, I wonder what this is. I wonder how they teach this. I wonder what they're going to tell me. And then from there, they explore a little more. So remember, that's always your goal, is to create that intrigue, that curiosity, so that someone who comes across your course is wanting to find out more. The other thing I should mention is that you may not use all of these tips all at once. So you may only use a couple of them per title, because it might be too much to try to work them all in to your title. So tip number 1, if you're working on a title for your next course, is to try to include who your course is for. Because if you can start eliminating people who it's not a great fit for right off the bat, that is super helpful for finding your perfect students. So for example, I have the 24-hour course creator program, which is very obvious, it's for people who want to get their courses created, and that who helps me pull in the right people right away. So I've come across a lot of course titles that are sort of vague on who it is they're trying to help. So if you can work that in, it's always a good idea to include who your course is for. And then the second tip or idea for you is to use alliteration and rhyming whenever it fits. So for example, topic and title challenge, that kind of flows off the tongue really easily. Anytime you can have that flows really easily. Don't try to push it too hard, because some people get really cute with their titles and then you're just confused and wondering okay, what are they talking about? So it needs to be clear, but if you can work in some kind of alliteration and rhyming, that's always pleasing to our ear as we're reading it. Number 3 is to be specific. And by this, I mean, you don't want this general, here's your success course, and I'm going to teach you how to have a better life. Okay, that's super, super vague. I don't know what you mean by that. Are you going to teach me to eat healthy? Are you going to teach me to be wealthy? Are you going, there's so many ways that could be interpreted, that I want you to be specific with your titles whenever you can, so that somebody who comes across it is going to be like, okay, I totally understand what the transformation is from this course, that I understand where this instructor is going to take me. So remember, we're trying to build in that intrigue, but we're also being specific about what the result is and what the transformation is. And then number 4 is to use very active, dynamic words with numbers when you can. So, I've got the 24-hour course creator. So not only does that create some intrigue there because people are like, 24 hours, what does she mean? Is this all in one day? Which it's not. Most people do like 3 8-hour days, or the way we set it up in June when we work on it again, we're going to do an hour a day during the weekdays for 24 weekdays. So anytime you can use those numbers in what you're doing, it can be super helpful for your students because they get that specificity that is attractive. So another one, my very first ebook that I wrote way back in the day was a 30-day plan. So, it was broken out over 30 days. And so that helped with that specificity, those numbers. And then anytime you can talk about very active, dynamic kinds of things. So the way that ebook was written, it was 30 days to more time, more money, and less frustration. So I was very specific about where I was taking people on this journey with me. And that's one of the big mistakes I see a lot of course creators in, that they haven't honed in enough yet on that transformation so that their title can be specific enough. So be specific and intriguing with the way you're using numbers and action words in your title. That's number 4. And then number 5 is to have a promise. We're talking about a transformation. We're talking about taking them from A to B. We're taking them on this journey with us to solve a specific problem. So make sure your title talks about that promise. So one of my students from 24-Hour Course Creator has a memory course, and I love the title. He's actually a copywriter too, so he did a great job with his title. It's called How to Have an Incredible Memory, Learn Everything and Anything Faster and Easier. So you can see like that hits all of the points there. And he's using adjectives very strategically. So incredible memory. It's not just have a great memory or have a good memory. It's incredible memory. So the promise starts off right there. And then to get into the specifics with the numbers of the promise, he didn't use specifically numbers on this one, but he did say everything and anything faster and easier. So very, very specific with the promise and how he's pulling that into the course title. So those are the 5 big ones. And then I'm going to throw in one more bonus one for you because I think this can really help pull together your course, especially if you've got a little bit more to it, is to have a subtitle to the course. So you've got your main title and then you've got a subtitle where you can sort of explain a little bit more about what's going on. And that combination, I think, is really helpful for your students because between the two things, they can get a good feeling for what you're talking about, who you're helping, what the result is that you're getting. And those really good titles take your prospective students from questioning to, okay, now I see what she's just talking about. I see what he's trying to do here. Let me read and sign up and jump in to their course. So I hope that gives you a few ideas of some things that you could do with your online course titles to make them a little bit better. Like we can use all of these different levers with your online course. If we improve the transformation that you're coming up with, if we improve the title, if we get the pricing right, like there's all these different levers that you can play with to make your course work even better and sell even better. So that's part of the goal next Monday the 23rd when we get started with the topic entitled challenges. We want to get into some of these specifics with you, talking about your audience, talking about who it is that you're going to be working with, talking about the result and the transformation that you're going to provide. And pulling all that together then with a title that seems intriguing is a really fun way to do this. And then the last little suggestion I will throw out for you is to make sure that you do check the trademark databases as you're coming up with titles to make sure, because the last thing you want to do is create a fantastic title, get your course all done, and then you suddenly get notified that you can't use the title that you came up with. So check those trademark databases, make sure that you're safe with the title that you're using, and also check your domain name, because you may want to use a specific domain to point people to your course. Like I have 24-hour course creator, takes them directly to the course. That kind of thing is also something that you want to be having in the back of your mind, that you're thinking about all of these pieces of the puzzle so that you can get started with the really great title, pull in those students, and get going. Hope this has been helpful today, and that you'll join us for the Topic and Title Challenge. The link is in the show notes at coursecreatorshq.com/94, or you can definitely go to topicandtitlechallenge.com. Have an amazing week. We have a short and sweet episode this time, and I hope it gave you a few ideas. Check out the show notes if you want the recap of the ideas that I talked about today, and we'll talk again soon. Have a great week, and I will talk to you next time. Take care.